You are listening to the Beaverton, North America's trusted source of news.
This week on the Beaverton, Nova Scotia Premier Tim Houston backs down on budget cuts and says, "We got it wrong." He then added, "Specifically what we got wrong was our projection of how mad you'd all get." Ben Mulrooney warns his audience about a rise in carjackings by playing a clip from Grand Theft Auto. And Wiarton Willie, Ontario's weather-predicting groundhog, is dead. Unfortunately, his spirit went to the Shadow Realm, which means 6 more weeks of winter. Yep, it's time to make fun of the news once again on the Beaverton Weekly Reports. Welcome to the show, everyone. So glad you are tuning in. I'm your host, back from vacation, Luke Gornfield. That's right, Daddy's home, and he's excited to talk about the news with you. Joining me this week are 3 regular panelists, all of whom look like they wanted to puke when I said that Daddy's home thing. Ian MacIntyre, Clare Blackwood, and Megan MacKay. Welcome, all 3 of you.
And how was Kuwait, Luke? Did you enjoy it? Did Daddy enjoy Kuwait?
You know, Daddy had to make some emergency travel plans home after some events.
Speaking of emergency travel plans, I forgot that I have something right now. Need to go.
I was going to make a joke about Wiarton Willie from off the top, but no, you got it right out of my head with that Daddy business.
That was like cleansing fire, wasn't it? Good grief.
You know what? I needed a joke intro that also segued into my what I was going to say with all 3 of you, and I went with that, and I don't regret it.
I thought you were going to be like segue into the war in Iran. And I'm like, how?
I mean, a daddy was killed, and his son is now in charge. That's how I segue.
Oh,
Damn.
okay.
It's good.
Smooth.
That's
you.
really smooth. Yeah, no
Yeah.
choppiness there at all. It's,
No.
Honestly, I'm pretty proud of that. The fact that I found a connection at all is pretty good. Was the daddy a horrific dictator? Yes, but he was a daddy. All right, let's talk about the news for real. I am thrilled to be back. I want to give a special shout out to Clare and Ian for hosting while I was away. You both did a wonderful job. I felt especially bad that Ian had to host the week. The biggest story was a hockey game.
It was a fun time. We had a good time. Claire, I'm sorry, you had host for the first time the week Iran got invaded.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's big too.
Same diff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same levels of stress.
Yeah, but I wasn't texting you like 28 times being like, and then say this about the hockey game, and then say this about the icing and Connor McDavid and the referees.
And it sounded so natural coming out of my mouth.
It really did.
I was like in the airport about to board the plane being like, and another thing.
I was just reading it off my phone.
All right, well, we begin, of course, continuing on from our top story from last week. It's still the top story, unsurprisingly. We begin with the war / not technically a war because that would require congressional approval in Iran. Since our last episode, war has continued in Iran with obviously horrific images coming out of Tehran, in particular after the U.S. The other day bombed an oil depository, which resulted in massive fire explosions, fire kind of going throughout the city, and then the next morning all of Tehran being like shrouded in this horrific looking black smoke. That we also got confirmation that the kind of infamous bombing of the school that has horrifically killed so many young lives was done by the U.S. Although Trump still seems to be trying to deny that by saying like tomahawks are generic.
Now he's just saying that he doesn't have, quote unquote, enough information to talk about it. That's the latest.
That's the truest thing he's ever said.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's so
fair.
A real politician's answer. That's so unlike Trump, who will just be like, it's this. And everyone's like, how do you know that? He's like, because I do.
No. But before we give him too much credit, it literally because a reporter was like, hello, sir, you keep saying this, but no one else around you is saying this. Your Secretary of State's not saying this. Your defense people are not saying this. Why are you the only one saying it? And he was just like, I don't know anything.
Yeah, it was a real, he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was like the first journalist in Trump 2.0 that ever got to ask a follow-up question. Mm-hmm. It was like somehow he sneaked through the cracks.
It was 2 guys.
Yeah.
It was I forget who the first one was, but the second one was from the New York Times. And he was just like, about that thing you just lied to that first guy. Yeah. But I don't know. That doesn't sound like Trump to lie about harming young women.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. So and also, I'm sure everyone listening knows this, but the both the U.S. and Israel have been not so subtly trying to suggest online through influencers and such that actually similar to what happened in with their claim in Gaza when they claimed it was Hamas that blew up a hospital. It wasn't. They now claimed it was Iran that blew up their own school. It wasn't. Iran didn't have Tomahawk missiles. It was a Tomahawk missile. Unless you think it was some third party like Australia bombed this school for no reason. It was the U.S.
Like a third-party missile, like a boomerang missile from Australia, just an off-market Tomahawk.
Well, that explains the double tap because they sent it came back, and then they sent it again.
Oh my God.
They tried to fire it at a U.S. aircraft carrier.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So
I am honestly surprised that they're bombing their oil reserves, considering how much Trump loves oil, and he's basically like, I want to take all of their oil.
yeah, I mean, I get it's the most direct way to economically harm the
sure.
regime, but it is also the most economically direct way to cause oil prices to skyrocket, which we will certainly cover in just a second. I want to, before we get into that, I want to ask you guys, obviously the situation is so horrific. Were you able to get any kind of enjoyment of the last few days watching all these Americans who voted for Trump because Kamala was going to start World War III now trying to scramble to justify why Trump is actually the good guy for starting yet another war?
No. Honestly, for me, enjoyment is watching people like lose money betting against the Blue Jays last year. You know what I mean? It's not like watching people realize in real time, like evil people, that their suffering is at their own hands. I don't find anything funny about that.
Yeah,
I'm sad about it, but I'm not sad for them.
Yeah, I feel like in Trump 1.0, I might have gotten enjoyment out of it, but I
Maybe.
think that's been ground out of me.
Yeah.
Like, my psyche isn't capable of it anymore.
Yeah.
Very on brand for Luke to be like, did you sick freaks like laughing at other people's pain? But no, it's, yeah.
But bad people. Talking about like Dave Rubin and Ben Shapiro and all these idiots who are like, oh, Kamala's going to go to war with Iran. We better vote for Trump. And then a year later having to be like, actually, Trump is right to go to war with Iran because of reasons that I have definitely thought about.
I feel worse for like regular people realizing that they've been bamboozled the whole time than I do about people like Ben Shapiro. Like,
Yeah.
I don't believe a single word that comes out of those guys' mouths. I don't believe that they believe in anything.
Yeah, their whole job is just to run interference for Trump.
Yeah.
That's how they see it, and they don't care if it's inconsistent.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like the shreds of, sympathy I have left are for like rural farmers in the middle of
Sure.
Idaho who have spent, who are undereducated and misinformed and are realizing now that they fucked themselves over. This sounds awful. Like, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad anymore. Like you said, my sensors have been burned out. But if I did feel bad, it would be for them.
That's fair. I guess I'm still able to take a certain amount of Schadenfreude in like the people who claim, not even like the real Trumpies, but the people who claim some kind of like position on the intellectual right wing. Like your Brent Weinsteins and Konstantin Kisin, who we're going to talk about with Poilievre, who are like, who make some claim about like a certain like heritage of like we're like William F. Buckley and we're smart conservatives and all that, and like actually if you think about it long enough, you're the idiots for being liberals and all that bullshit, the intellectual dark web idea. Like now putting out statements about like I shouldn't have to apologize for voting for Trump. No one could have seen this coming. And it's like, my man, everyone who you think is dumb and just like a liberal on the left saw this coming. You gave dementia angry dude the control over the bombs. Of course he was going to drop them, and they're like, well, no, actually, if you read my 28-page Substack about why I was right at this whole time, it's like, just let it go, man. Just let it go. So I was able to take a certain amount of enjoyment in that, but we're grasping for straws on positive sides of all this. So I was trying to think of something.
Not really a lot of good guys in this geopolitical conflict in the Middle East.
Yeah, no. But, we tried. All right. Well, let's talk about the status currently with the war, which is that Iran has responded to the U.S. bombardment, which is only intensified by carrying out strikes all across the Middle East, including a number of the Arab states that have deals with the U.S., including bases. The U.S. has bases in their countries, some of which apparently took the U.S. by surprise for reasons. The U.S. is said to have been very surprised by the force of Iran's response, which, look, I know the Trump regime, probably not a lot of history buffs there, but like, when has invading or attacking a Middle Eastern country not been met with fierce resistance? Like, why would you ever think, oh yeah, this will be the one Middle Eastern war that'll go smooth?
Can I edit something you said? Because I think they are history buffs, but like a very specific 5-year window of history. And that's kind of it.
Comma Germany.
Yes.
It's turning it off before the end, before the bad guy dies kind of thing? Yeah, they're like, all right, World War II, 1939 to 1944, yes.
Yeah, great coats.
I truly don't think that America understands how much that region of the world hates America. I think that's pretty much it, right? Like, a lot of the time they're like, how could they fight back this hard? Because they hate you.
Well, I also think that they invaded, they launched missiles into Iran last summer, And then that kind of went away within a weekend.
Yeah.
And then they launched, that invasion into Venezuela earlier this year, and that kind of went away within a weekend. So in a weird way, I kind of get Trump being like, yeah, this will be over in 5 days. And then being surprised that anyone would do anything else.
Yeah, but you have to know when you're targeting the leader of the country, which again, like as Claire, as you said very well on last week's episode, like in no way should we come across as if we support the Iranian regime, this brutally oppressive dictatorship.
So I should take off this IRGC t-shirt.
So like obviously, look, the world is better off without this guy, except for the fact that, as is often the case, when you get rid of a bad guy, worse people follow. So that's potentially what we're going to be talking about. But too early to say on that front. But you have to know when you kill the leader of a country, it ain't going to be over in 5 seconds, especially when that leader is not just a leader, but it's a religious figure who, to a lot of hardliners, is a servant of God and a man of faith and a man of their faith.
I actually did. I was listening to a podcast this weekend, a really great interview with Reza Aslan. He's a journalist. He's on CNN a lot. He mostly talks about religious stuff, but he's Iranian originally, and he was talking a lot about just the power structure in Iran, which I admittedly don't know shit about. And he was kind of explaining that, like, the Ayatollah, yes, supreme leader in name only, and a religious leader, kind of, but not in a way that anyone in Iran who lives there really cares about or respects. Like, the truth of the matter is, like, it is the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps that was created, ironically, as like a Praetorian Guard to protect the Ayatollah, and then they just kind of took over the country.
Yeah.
Aslan described them as like, imagine if the CIA, the FBI, the police, and the mafia were one thing. And that they just kind of like, they were the infrastructure of your country, and they just kind of pick a supreme leader who's going to toe the line for them.
Yeah.
So when this guy went, they were like, all right, who's next?
Yeah, that's what I had read as well. That like Iran was just like, this is going to happen eventually. So they just have safeguards after like this person and then this person and then this person. And so like, yeah, it's like it's like a Hydra where it's just like you kill one and it's just like 3 more pop up.
It's like if you killed one guy at the DMV. And it's like the DMV is going to keep going, people.
We're not endorsing killing
Hear
people.
that, Iran? You're exactly like the DMV.
Yeah. Just going to keep grinding out driving tests, yeah.
No, but and the other side of that is they've also, decentralized their weapons system. So it's like there's no one Iranian nuclear program that you can do, which is what Trump obviously didn't realize when they bombed a while ago.
When they destroyed Iran's nuclear program.
Is actually there's not one, there's dozens happening simultaneously, each in their own little silos, and often not knowing where or how the other ones are working with their own, like you said, their own IRGC kind of system built up around it. So you can't just cut off one program because it's not centralized. They essentially, like for a very totalitarian system, they have a very decentralized version of government, which is a weird contrast to what we're used to with those kind of systems, which usually focus power at the very top and everyone else just exists to serve what the top says and on down. So it's a fascinating...
I just don't understand how Jared Kushner could have missed this.
Well, there was a news report, and we don't need to get too in the weeds of this, but there was a news report out, and I forget if it was CNN or someone, but it was a news report out that one of the big reasons the U.S. decided to go, other than obviously Israel was like, go, 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 and the U.S. does what Israel says, is that what the Iranians had proposed with respect to their weapons program. They sent a proposal that was very scientifically detailed to Kushner and the other envoy.
And Witkoff,
and they just did not understand it.
Yeah,
and
Witkoff, who's a dumber real estate developer.
Yeah, to 2 real estate developers. And so Iran was essentially agreeing to what the U.S. had nominally been demanding, but that Kushner and Witkoff just didn't understand the technology of it. And so they were like, oh, this doesn't say no nukes in big crayon giant capital letters. So they haven't agreed to what we've said. And I mean, again, take this with a grain of salt. This might not be 100% accurate. I assume that even this fucked up Trump clown car world, they still have advisors who know their shit a little bit from the various agencies. But, take it with a grain of salt. But that's the news report out there that it's like Iran essentially agreed to what the U.S. demanded, but it was just a lost in scientific translation situation.
Well, they literally were like 3 days before being like, the negotiations are going really well.
Yeah.
We're making progress. And then,
Yeah. Now, was that actual stupidity or stupidity to cover for what they wanted, the evil they wanted to do anyways? Is it a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B? There's a million different ways that could have played out. And, we don't need to speculate too much about that. The other thing Iran did was, and probably the most damaging move they could do besides the bombing, and maybe even more than the bombing, was they closed the Strait of Hormuz. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. Apologies.
I think that's right.
Thank you, other white people, for agreeing with me that I said it right.
You're welcome.
So they closed the Strait of Hormuz.
Oh, I don't know if you saw, just this afternoon, it's been reported mines. They're deploying sea mines all through the Strait of Hormuz right now.
Oh, my gasoline. No.
My precious gasoline.
I have to drive my car to places.
Meg drives a monster truck. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but yeah.
Yeah, she drives 5 monster trucks.
Yeah, on top of each other. I like a tall car. I like to get a bird's eye view when I'm cruising,
Yeah, it's like best of a plane and a car all at once.
It's gotta see what's up there, Birds, probably.
Yeah. So that has obviously sent oil prices skyrocketing. Trump has, made claims that actually it's fine and tried to suggest that the people operating the tankers should just go. And he's like, don't worry, they won't attack you because they know if they do, I'll attack them. And everyone's like, no, we're not going to risk our lives and hundreds of millions of dollars worth of oil.
What are the odds Trump has ever filled a car up with gas by his own hands in his life?
Absolutely not.
Zero.
He doesn't know what a gas pump looks like.
Yeah. No, exactly.
No.
Yeah, he put diesel in a petrol car once, but that's about it.
Oh, good. Okay.
So that is the big thing that I think is so clearly driving what we're going to be talking about in a second, which is the backpedaling that Trump is trying to do right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and looking at it from a slightly broader, lens, like we're driving in Megan's car, and looking down at the pedestrians we're running over, the fact that anything that causes gas prices to go up terrifies U.S. presidents is such an obvious weak spot. Because more than any other country, I think, or at least more than the countries I'm familiar with their political systems, gas prices going up equals unpopularity for U.S. presidents. It's a 1-to-1 thing. Gas prices go up 10% or whatever, popularity goes down 10%. It's crazy how 1-to-1 is. It's obviously and as part of the cost of living crisis as a whole, what absolutely destroyed Biden's popularity. So, if they do anything that will cause gas prices to go up, it seems like they're just fucked domestically. Isn't that a massive weak spot for every American president, not just Trump?
I feel like you're talking about this as if they planned at all ahead.
But that's true. It seems insane for us to say it, but they clearly didn't have any plan beyond drop bombs on Tehran and kill Supreme Leader.
Yeah.
There was no step 2.
No, because I think you're absolutely right in the sense that yes, it is a massive weak spot. I just don't think that Trump believes that he has them at this point. And if he does, he just kind of goes, "Oh well, some of you will die. That's fine. Gas prices will go up. Yeah, that's fine."
Oh, that was the best. When someone actually asked him, do you think Americans should be afraid of attacks on American soil? He's like, "Yeah, I guess."
Some of you will die. This is war. He literally pulled the king from Shrek. I just don't think he, I think you said last week, he doesn't give a shit.
No.
He doesn't care because he already knows that he's not winning again unless he fucks with the midterms, which he's already attempting to do. So I feel like he's got this mentality of nothing matters because I'm going to somehow screw up the midterms enough that I'm going to win the midterms.
There's also thoughts that this is I know we don't want to speculate because there's a lot, it's a thorny issue, but there's speculation that part of this is personal for Trump because the Ayatollah and Iran were planning to take him out in 2024, and he did say I got him before he could get me, kind of thing. Did you guys not see?
I did not see that.
This was so full transparency. I watched about that the Andrew Chang segment on CBC News, and he said there were apparently 2 attempts on Trump's life in 2024 that were alleged to be from Iran, and then Trump later, after he took care of the Ayatollah in his eyes, he was like, "Well, I got him before he could get me." And there's a little bit of a personal flavor to that, I would say.
Were these attempts the very well known?
I don't think they were
assassination
actually
attempt where Trump got winged for real.
He got a little cartilage piercing up there.
That somehow magically healed 3 hours later. Yeah.
In a 79-year-old man, the way ears definitely heal.
Yeah.
He's a super soldier. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh right, yes, of course.
The ideal male body. But I do. Sorry. But I don't think the plans were like acted upon, but I think they were like known about and perhaps thwarted before they could get to any sort of serious. And the only reason I feel comfortable saying this is because it's the source is the CBC.
Sure,
like,
no,
but yeah, it feels like there's a personal element to it where it's like, well, got rid of that guy. Oh no, everyone's mad at me and oil is expensive and I don't know what to do and I don't give a shit. Leave me alone. I want to golf. You know what I mean?
Imagine getting blown up with a Tomahawk missile just for your brainstorm that didn't go through. Like they had it on a whiteboard somewhere and suddenly his entire building is getting blown up.
Just like a picture of Trump with a skull.
Yeah, they're
all they
like,
got.
like questions? How do we... Come on, guys, blue sky. There's no bad ideas. And then kaboom.
There's no bad idea.
Okay, we found the one bad idea.
One bad idea and it's central to all the other ideas. Crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah, so now we're in a position as we record this, and this thing is moving so quickly, it could have changed by the time this episode comes out. Now we're in a position where essentially Trump is coming out and saying, this war's done, basically, we've won, yay, good news. And Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, of course, is coming out and saying the exact opposite, saying we're seeing it through to the end, and this is, this war could last for months, and we don't know, and it's not about, it's a little short-term pain for long-term reward. That's the talking point that a lot of Republicans have been using with respect to oil prices.
That's what he tells himself when he's doing air shots.
Yeah.
Long-term rewards? Okay, Pete. Okay, sure.
So let's assume Trump, since he's obviously the one with the say, his kind of we're wrapping this thing up attitude goes forward. So if he's declaring victory, of course, which of course it's Trump, he's always going to declare victory. But so the end result would be, as I understand it, you have left in place everything we've just talked about in terms of the government. You've killed one guy, and he's been replaced by his son, who was already apparently more of a hardliner, and is now even more radicalized because you killed his dad and his wife in that strike.
Oh yeah, but that guy's a total Nepo Ayatollah.
Yeah. That doesn't count.
He didn't earn it, but sure.
Yeah, so how will that go? How is that a win for the United States?
I mean, it's a younger, hotter Ayatollah. It's what we wanted. No one wants an Ayatollah over 29 these days.
Yeah, no one wants to be oppressed by an over 30-year-old.
Yeah,
you gotta have a fuckable oppressor.
Yeah. Under those robes, guy is shredded.
Come on. How did you guys not put this together, obviously?
Fuckable oppressor. Jesus Christ.
I mean, you want to enjoy it a little bit. You know what I mean? Just like 95% of you is like, this sucks. 5% of you is like, yes, daddy. Sorry.
It's like how
sorry.
It's like how Trump was all set to hate Mamdani, and then he met him in person, and he was like, my new best buddy, Mamdani.
Yeah.
That's very true. So the choose your own adventure side of this, I do want to just take 1 second and just say, I do feel so bad, and coming back to who we feel bad for, I do generally feel bad for the Iranian diaspora in Canada and in the United States and many other countries who clearly did truly, based on the reaction, I'm not trying to read too much between the lines, but based on the reaction, truly did believe this was their country being freed from this dictatorship. And look, there was a lot of reasons why they should never have trusted Trump and blah blah blah. But and there are bad actors even within that community who are using this to gin up war and support for Israel and all that other stuff. But for the people who truly believe this was the first step or one of the steps towards freedom for Iran, it's got to be devastating to have the rug pulled out from under you this quickly.
I read it as a bit more with the diaspora and all, there were celebrations and stuff when the Ayatollah got bombed, that they were just like, we don't think this will fix anything, but fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I'll take it kind of thing. I didn't see a lot of people talking and this is the first step to a glorious peace plan with our ally Donald Trump.
I did see that.
I did.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, a lot of thank you, President Trump.
How many of those people were genuine? How many of those were grifters trying to capitalize on a moment? It sucks because it's so hard to read how many people are believers in a cause and how many people are using it for their own benefit.
Sure.
There's so many, people who I've seen on all the media shows now speaking for the Iranian community. Is that someone actually reflects with the Iranian community, or is that a political actor who's using this moment? It's hard. It is very hard to parse people's intent and people's motives here.
I think Lindsey Graham really has his finger on the pulse of the Iranian people.
I go to him for all of my moral quandaries.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And for tips on the best male prostitutes. He's got both.
Lindsey Graham, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, he's one step away from just being like, I want to die for Israel. Someone kill me for Israel. Like, every interview he gets is like, I'm with Israel. And it's like, you represent South Carolina, dude. Take it easy.
I would do an impression of his voice right now, but I think it's a hate crime.
Yeah.
He's a caricature of
Just
something.
say Mima.
Yeah.
Mima.
He's a character of a very effete Southern man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's how we
That's the politest way you can put it, yeah.
But yeah, so that's, I did want to take a quick second and acknowledge that, like, the rug pull on this is particularly brutal, assuming it goes that way. Now, maybe they, actually commit to some kind of regime change plan, which would be a disaster. I'm not in favor of it, but it would be, it would at least be some kind of commitment to what they've started here, which they're not going to carry through on. Let's talk about the Canada side of this. It has been obviously 7 days since we last recorded. 1 day for each of the positions Mark Carney has taken.
And on the 7th day, lo, God did command him to promise conditional military support.
I was going to say, and on the 7th day, he rested and missed a debate. So first, obviously, as you guys talked about last week, he expressed support for the strikes, then said they violated international law, and his earlier statement of support was with regret, in quotes, then said Canada might actually have to participate in the war.
You guys can't see Claire's eyes rolling out of her skull at the moment.
Which subsequently, as of yesterday, I think the last position we had from the Carney government, at least, was the Minister of Defense saying, we will not be doing that whatsoever. We will not be joining the war, which, good. Why do you think this situation is so hard for Carney to find a position on?
Maybe he said we would send troops possibly to support the United States when he was in Australia, and it was like the Coriolis effect, so it was opposite.
Like how the toilets flush backwards?
Exactly, yes.
Right, yeah. That checks out.
Yeah, that's it.
That's how words work.
That makes sense to me.
Totally.
It's like how it's like Christmas there. Or sorry, summer there right now. Yeah. Christmas.
Oh,
They have a different Christmas, I'm telling you.
With a jacked Australian Santa Claus.
Yeah, he's a kangaroo.
Yeah. It's that big tough kangaroo.
It's that jacked kangaroo with a Santa hat on.
So we can't do a Lindsey Graham impression, but we can do this to Australia.
Oh,
Just checking. All right.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah.
What was that? You want to try that one more time?
No,
You sure?
I feel good about it.
Okay, all right.
That was a kangaroo specifically.
Killed Ian.
There's so much expensive equipment in front of me, and I had a mouthful of water when you did that. Oh, no.
Fuck.
That was a lot.
I mean, kangaroo accent is different than people accent. We all know that.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
That was kind of it. I was
Okay.
gonna do my own kangaroo, but you did it so
right,
good.
great.
I don't wanna.
Cool.
I don't wanna do that.
Claire?
I mean, I think the answer to why is he unable to find a position and stick to it is he's scared.
Yeah.
He real scared.
Yeah, but it's interesting because, like, scared of Trump,
Yes.
which I assume is, but, like, he's, in other cases that more directly involve Canada, he's been more forceful, more willing to elbows up. I know, propaganda term at this
But
point, but, like,
it hasn't been promising military action though. Like I feel like that's so huge. And to be perfectly honest, I agree. I believe him when he says we haven't ruled it out. I believe him that, like, if he truly believes that he's backed into a corner and one of our allies gets bombed and they call for us, I absolutely believe that he will contribute Canada's resources in some way, shape, or form.
It is that weird thing where he's like, I do want NATO to exist still.
Absolutely.
So I kind of have to agree to that in principle. And
Yeah.
I don't know how much he means it for this.
Yeah, like, is he going to be sending tanks over? Probably not, but we will. I absolutely see him, like, bending the knee and sending some sort of military support.
Well, it's like you're at a party, right? And you like some people, and some guys are, like, a little bit annoying. And then there's a couple guys there that you're like, okay, no one's really a big fan of this guy, but you can't do anything about it. He's just there. And then one of the guys that's like, no one really likes this guy, is like kind of making fun of you a little bit, and is like, nice shirt, dipwad, and you're like, okay, please don't do that. That's not nice. Then that same guy pulls a fucking gun out and kills someone else at the party. You're like, oh, I better not stand up to Mr. Dipwad. I better just let him go crazy with that freaking Glock and get out of here. Like, I get that, too. For, like, it's easy to be a tough guy when it's like, we're just negotiating, like, diplomatically. And now it's like, oh, there's Tomahawk missiles at the party, right? Like, I would get sweaty. I would get a little sweaty. I wouldn't promise to send more missiles to the missile guy.
No.
That probably was not something I would do. But I get,
Which he technically didn't do, though. He was basically like, I cannot not say that we
a fucking riddle?
Yeah, that we won't aid our allies unspecific, militarily.
Yes, our Prime Minister Carney the Sphinx was something. Yeah, it makes total sense. Yeah.
But I guess it is that thing too, where he's like, if I come out and say no, we're not going to do this, then is he trying to anticipate that Trump will turn around and say like, see, NATO's bullshit. Goodbye, NATO. And
But how is this NATO? It's not collective defense.
no, not at all.
Like Israel is not a member of NATO. So if the idea is you're defending Israel,
But in this case, wouldn't we be defending?
Lebanon?
Wouldn't we be defending?
well, if we're defending
No,
Lebanon, we got to
it's-
attack Israel.
Yeah.
But wouldn't we be defending the United States in this insane hypothetical where
Yeah.
they're like, we invaded a country and now we're under attack? Help!
Well,
Yeah.
I'm no international scholar, but I don't think collective defense applies to preemptive strikes that you say were needed in the interest of defense, maybe.
Yeah.
And also, even I think most U.S. people would be like, Iran was readying an attack on Israel, right? Not readying an attack on the continental United
I've
States.
heard them claim that they were a week away from having a nuclear ballistic missile that could hit the United States. I mean, it's bullshit, but they've been claiming a lot of things.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I hear you. Like, the idea of whether it's official collective defense triggering article, whatever it is, Article 5, I think, for NATO, like, and you have to go to action because the United States has been attacked versus a general rule of thumb of we stand by our NATO allies. I do understand that. And it is a good point. And to your point, Megan, like, there is absolutely a difference between, like, and Carney, as we've talked about, has such a comfort zone, right? It's like anything economics, Europe, or trade, okay. Anything out of that, he's like, what is happening?
Massively
there?
uncomfortable.
Yeah, so like as you say, like the difference between standing up to the U.S. on and giving a speech in Davos on, you know, the nature of the global financial system, which is like right in his wheelhouse, versus being like, oh, I'm negotiating with someone who has a Tomahawk missile, and I got some Sea King summer or helicopters that don't land. You can take off, but they don't land. Like,
Hey, you only need them in the sky, man.
yeah, there are single-use
They
helicopters.
don't gotta come down.
Yeah, they just got to go up.
Yeah. Helicopter go up. Exactly. That's the motto of the Canadian.
Goodbye. Hello, God. Love that.
Yeah, it is. Like, I'm very struck by how much Carney seems to be looking for any excuse to travel the world right now.
Yeah.
Because I really think that he is just realizing, like, I like traveling and making trade deals. That, like that you said about his wheelhouse. It's like that and Down with Webster. That's his comfort zones. And like anything in the actual House of Commons, he's like, how do I get out of this? It's like, like in the 12th grade, I took a class called Leadership Gym that I immediately realized was a mistake. Like you were supposed to like organize events and like camping trips and stuff.
Absolutely something I see you doing.
I hated it. So immediately I would just always go to our teacher and I would be like, hey, I have to go run an errand for a project. Can I get you a coffee? And he'd be like, yeah. And I would just go get coffee for like an hour and then come back and bring him one. And that was our tacit agreement.
Amazing.
Yeah. So like any excuse to not have to be there, he seems to want to take.
He is very, and that will eventually bite him in the ass, just like it did Trudeau, who well, I mean, I don't think he's going to do it as garishly as Trudeau did with the India trip, but like he will, if he keeps doing that circumventing the globe thing, eventually people will be like, wait, what country are you prime minister of? What's happening here?
Yes.
But it certainly hasn't bit him in the ass so far because let's talk about the domestic political situation, which is holy crap, the poll numbers have swung hard to the Liberals. Obviously, they were leading when we last kind of checked in on polls, but now they are in not just majority territory, but like, you know, like even more than like 2015 Liberal majority territory. Liaison, Nanos, I forget, I'm blanking on the other names, but anyways, they all have them not just well into majority territory, but like, you know, like way above. Why do you think the Liberals are just crushing it right now?
I think that everything is so fucking crazy that Mark Carney represents calm still. Like, I think a broom with a sensible gray wig on it could pull well at this point.
Yeah.
You know, as long as it didn't do anything crazy and as long as it wasn't Pierre Poilievre.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be the important distinction, yeah.
I would also point out that I think the entire federal NDP can fit in one minivan right now. Like, I think they could carpool.
Yeah.
So it's like,
They do. It's in their platform.
Yeah, and that's great. It's great for the environment.
Yeah.
It's not so great for the, you know, party and like governance, but it's great for the, you know, and especially with the Strait of Hormuz closed.
Gas
Are you
prices? Yeah,
kidding me?
right. Jeez.
Well, can you even believe it? So freaking expensive at the pump these days.
Jesus Christ. The look you gave saying the pump. I was like, oh my God.
I'm really mad about it. My car's not that expensive to fuel, but I'm still mad. God
Join the
damn it.
TTC goers,
Oh,
man.
no, I'll get
Are you checking the
stabbed.
Eglinton Crossed Out LRT to our podcast recording?
I have one of those faces that people just want to hurt in public on public trains, so I don't do that. But it's I would probably. Hey, I took the TTC lots. I love it. No, I don't. Why did I say it? Why did I say it
no
like
one
that?
loves
It
it,
hurts
but
me. It
we all
hurts me
use
to
it.
No one
say
actually does know.
And then Pierre Poilievre is just kind of a rage baiting dipshit. Like I don't know
Yeah.
who likes
He's
him.
a baby.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because he has, and again, we're not going to get into it too much, but like he has in recent weeks tried to pivot, and obviously it hasn't worked. But it seems to have blown up on him. Like he's tried to move towards the center a very tiny little bit. He went on Mansbridge's podcast, which gets a huge audience. He's tried to send signals, and again, the media is just waiting to write these stories about Poilievre has changed. Poilievre has changed. He's trying a little bit, and we're going to talk about how he's failed in some ways. But he's trying a little bit to signal that he's a different guy, and somehow his polling numbers just keep dropping and keep dropping and keep dropping. And my only guess is that the reason they were the Conservatives were still a little bit close to the Liberals was that centrist voters and people who are interested in the Conservatives or at least sick of the Liberals were hoping Poilievre would be turfed at the leadership review. And the second, and so they were kind of still parking their vote or support with the Conservatives. And the second the Conservatives said no, we're riding the Poilievre train all the way to the end, baby, that all those center right people just went, well, fuck it. Carney's basically a conservative.
Yeah.
We go with him.
Yep.
And he has the whole center. And as you said, there's very little on the left with the NDP gone, and the right is just Poilievre and his gang of unfuckables. And
They got to come up with a better name.
Hold on. We didn't look at all of them. Get the headshots out.
I stand by it. I got their faces pretty well locked in. I know.
Poilievre
what
and
I'm
the
talking about.
Unfuckable sounds like a really cool band, though.
Luke will be releasing his standings at the end of this podcast, by the way, of which world leaders are fuckable and which ones
I'll
aren't.
give you that right now.
Now we
There
got
you
new Ayatollah, very fuckable. Poilievre it
Mondavi.
is.
Have you seen?
Mondavi.
Oh yeah,
No,
not just
yeah,
world
I mean,
leader, but
sure,
obviously he's
sure.
number
Yeah,
one.
he's close to that.
Have you seen the Spanish PM?
No,
Chef's kiss.
okay, I got to check that out. All right.
Macron's pretty, he's
Yeah,
Little treat
with
for later.
With the shades that he's got to wear because of his eye condition to look super cool. I know I've said that before on this podcast, but I maintain
It's worth repeating.
What do you think is wrong with him?
No, he has said I have an eye condition.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as a result, I need to wear sunglasses everywhere I go. So he's shown up to all these important meetings lately wearing super cool
Oh, so you
aviator
just think he wants
sunglasses.
to look cool?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I'm sure there's actually something, but it's fun to joke about.
It's like a 14-year-old boy in junior high who's like, this is going to be my thing this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Guys, what should my nickname be?
Then he starts wearing a fedora every day.
Oh.
Like, how do I tell you?
Oh, no.
Yeah. So and the interesting thing about that, and coming back to the point about like the center right is just finally lining up behind the Liberals in a way they obviously wouldn't under Trudeau, is a reason that the Liberals are taking off so much is that Alberta and Saskatchewan are actually in play right now. Like in a way they've never been in the last decade plus, even longer, because Harper had them on lock too. So like it was. Usually they give like Assad margins to the Conservatives, and right now it's like a 5 to 10 point difference. Conservatives are still winning, but they need to win almost every seat in those two provinces to have a chance.
Do we think it's a thing we're coming out of the leadership convention, or not a convention, or the leadership review, or whatever the hell the Conservatives had, that it was just so obvious how, not rigged, but like how tilted it was towards Poilievre, that instead of being a show of strength, it was a show of weakness? Like, in order to prop this guy up, we have to tilt everything so far in his favor, and that people's takeaway from it, well, why should I think this guy can win an election? Like, if he has to play bumper bowling every single time and have, or like T-ball or whatever, just to actually get across the finish line, then why should we trust him?
Yeah. Like, why are we bending the rules for this guy? Why are we parachuting him into safe seats? Why are we giving him a fourth swing at the T-ball even after he struck out? Yeah, 100%. It's a good point. My next question for you guys is, I want to put you in, if you're Mark Carney right now, do you go for the spring election and try and get the majority?
But he's called several by-elections, right? He's already
Yes.
going for the.
He's gonna get it.
Yeah.
But even if they sweep those by-elections, and Terrebonne's a big question mark because it's traditionally a very safe block seat.
Yeah.
But they do have a very good chance of winning it. he'll have he won't even technically have a majority. He'll have exactly 50%, which technically majority is 50% plus one.
I thought you needed 172 for majority.
I forget the specific numbers, but he will have it will be a majority in that he won't need any other parties to vote for him.
Right.
As long as the issue is right now the speaker is a liberal.
Yes.
Speakers don't usually vote unless it's a tie.
Right.
So you would need the speaker to vote for you every time.
Right.
So technically a majority, not a real majority, because you're essentially one person's sick. It's not a majority anymore. Those kind of things.
Everyone start taking that emergency stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's a very high risk, roll the hard six. Let's see where the snake eyes. Let's see. I don't gamble, but something like that to try and win a majority. That seems very, very risky in a time wwhere he doesn't need to risk it like that.
I agree. He's already going to get his majority, I think. He's probably going to have more floor crossers.
That's what I think is going to happen.
And it's spring is for wearing pretty dresses, not elections.
Yes, it is. Correct.
Right?
Try that, Mark Carney.
Yeah.
Oh my God, a little flowy linen number.
Oh my God, he would so
love
cute.
it. He would love it. It's a little bit formal, but a little bit boho.
With a sun hat.
Oh my God, a huge sun hat,
Yes.
bigger than him. Oh my God, like a little borrower. Oh God, that's so cute. I love it. That's so cute. That's adorable.
I want to contribute to this riff so bad, but I'm useless.
I think it's best if you and I don't. I think we stand back and go, oh, cool.
So we're thinking clutch or
oh my God, yes, but a wicker clutch. You know what I mean? That's
to show he's with
clutch.
the people.
Yes.
You've lost me on a wicker clutch. No, thank you.
To your point, though, Megan, and I think you actually hit it right on the head when you said it would be a real risk. You'd have to roll a hard six.
Yeah.
Him calling an election right now would be seen as taking a risk, and people don't want him taking any risks right now.
No, they do not.
The Strait of Hormuz is full of sea mines, and gas prices are going crazy.
You keep saying that, and every time I'm like, oh, geez, what?
Oh, sorry.
Terrifying.
But it's no one wants Carney taking any risks right now or making any sudden moves, and I think if he did that with an election, the spell would be broken.
I agree.
Yeah.
And people would be like, why are you rocking the boat, bud?
Yeah, especially because he's supposed to be Mr. Finance, Mr. Bank.
Exactly.
Why the hell are you spending hundreds of millions of our tax dollars right in the middle of when we can't afford groceries?
And when we just had an election a year ago.
Yeah.
I agree with everything you just said. Can I give the counter that I would say? I think if I'm Carney, I'd do it. Because you knew when you took this job that you had a shelf life, which is that the people at that point, and still really, don't want any more liberal governments. They're sick of the liberal government. Your government is 11 years deep. You are in a honeymoon period right now, thanks primarily to Donald Trump and Pierre Poilievre. It is not going to last. The idea that you are going to be able to govern for 3 more years with maybe half a majority, probably close to sort of a minority, is unlikely. You have a chance to lock in 4 years of your policies, make it so that essentially they can't be undone. Because once things are in place for 4 years, hard for Poilievre to undo them right away. Or it won't be Poilievre, but you also, and this is the other thing, have a chance to end Poilievre's career. He loses another election, he's gone. He is. And you have to think, okay, if Poilievre goes and flames out spectacularly, where he not only loses an election he was supposed to win, but then loses to and gives up a majority government, that wing of the party, the MAGA, Maple MAGA, whatever, is going to be probably decimated for future, and the Conservatives will maybe pivot towards a more reasonable position. I feel like the risk is worth the reward because it changes Canadian politics for the next 4 or 5 years. And again, you can technically stretch out a government for 5 years with a majority. So that's potentially 5 years of a government. So and again, the polls right now, yes, you will take if you don't find a way to artfully engineer your own defeat, which would be the obvious best option. Yeah. If you don't find a way to do that, you're going to take him in the polls. But again, right now the polls have you winning more seats than Trudeau won in 2015. If you model them out. Right. You are going to sweep Quebec, sweep Ontario, sweep Atlantic Canada, and do shockingly well in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Alberta. So, I feel like that's such an opportunity to be not just a transitional prime minister who was there for a few years, but be one of the guys in the history books who everyone remembers. I think you got to go for it.
Place your bets, listeners.
No, and obviously I don't think Mark Carney is going to listen to my advice, and you're right, Megan, he has scheduled by-elections, which is obviously a clear signal we're not going to do this, but it's also a great way to be if they are trying to engineer a defeat, be well, we weren't trying to do this. Look, we scheduled by-elections.
He's a conniving guy, I feel.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I just think you're looking at those poll numbers, and you will never see poll numbers like that again if you're Mark Carney. Where they are right now, you will never see poll numbers like this again. Which, again, you can stretch out your government for another couple of years, and maybe you don't care what the poll numbers were 2 years ago by the time you're all done. But yeah, like, I don't know. When you're seeing poll numbers like this, it's like, it's like, you got a winning lottery ticket.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point.
That's my 2 cents.
I guess somebody has to ask him what he wants. What do you
No one
want,
ever
Mark?
asked Mark Carney what he wants.
Spreadsheets. He just wants to curl up with a good spreadsheet.
A cup of numbers at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's quickly talk about the other side, which is the Poilievre, of course, which is he had a little sojourn to Europe. He went on his first official visit as opposition leader, even though he's obviously been in that position for quite a while. And it's pretty common for opposition leaders to do this, to go do official state visits. Usually it's Europe. He went to the UK and Germany. And don't worry, he made time to appear on a right-wing podcast.
What are British right-wing podcasts? Like, do they talk about, like, sending crumpets back where they came from kind of thing?
That and mostly transphobia.
Yeah.
Do you guys know the name of the podcast?
I do. What would you like to say it?
Fucking Triggernometry.
Yeah.
No.
It's like trigonometry, but we triggered you.
Oh my God.
He didn't. Oh, he did. Of course he did.
Yes.
I guess Nigel Farage and Hitler's grandson were both too busy to be booked that week.
Yeah, it is an absurdly popular podcast. I can see the appeal in the sense that, similar
We're coming for you, Triggernometry. Starting a beef right now.
It's one of those great podcasts where there's two guys, one of whom never talks, and then the other guy who people listen to, and then the other guy goes like, yeah, in it. And then you're like, okay,
So it's
great,
like
thanks,
Penn and
buddy.
Teller, but for right-wing podcasts.
Yeah, for sure. So anyways.
Only less magical.
Yeah, so don't worry, he managed to do that because, again, all those things I'm talking about him trying to signal that he's not that guy anymore, he will undo in a second, and he just can't resist. Quickly, I want to talk about, he went to talk about the benefit of cutting regulations, getting government out of the way, especially when it comes to energy, of course. In Britain and Germany, interesting countries to use as examples of that. Two countries that famously have massive bureaucracies, way bigger than ours, where the government has to get involved with every little thing. But my question for you guys is Poilievre doing this because he wants the Davos bump that he saw Carney get, and he's just kind of like the jealous guy who's like, I'll do it too, and surely it'll go just as well for me? Or is there something else he's doing here that I'm not seeing?
Cut to Pierre Poilievre, like in his hotel room, desperately Googling things like, what's a cooler way to say international rules-based order that, like, Berliners will like?
I mean, I think you're maybe asking the wrong people. Like, how could this man not resist going on a podcast? Like, we're all here. Like, let's get on a podcast.
I mean,
it's pretty exciting.
He went to the Margaret Thatcher lecture thing and talked about Marxist Robin Hood. So, like...
Yeah, he was like, fuck Robin Hood, that socialist. Nobody likes Robin Hood, am I right?
He was like, we share a rich history, our country share a rich history of
ridiculous.
the folklore of Robin Hood, but not the 20th century Marxist version. And he tried to make a joke, and it was dead silence.
Oh my God.
bad.
It was incredible.
It was the same in his Berlin speech. I actually listened to that on the way over here. He had some line where he was like, I'm going to take a page out of Elvis's playbook, and we're going to have a little less conversation, a little more action. It was the most stiff and stilted crowd work I've ever heard in my life. It was, I could have eaten it with a spoon.
It was truly fascinating to watch. I mean, the thing that I think no one saw coming is that Carney's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
When he does speeches, he actually riffs and has jokes, and it's one of those things. Like, again, I'm still not a huge fan of him, but it's like that no one saw coming. No one, like when he went on the Daily Show and had quips and shit, and in all his speeches, he usually throws in a couple good jokes.
Yeah,
and even more than Trudeau, whose jokes were usually like weirdly smug and whatever. Yeah. Like, and so like the fact that he can legitimately make rooms full of people laugh, and then Poilievre does that shit. It's like, holy shit. The other thing that was just fun for me was watching him because he started in Hamburg because they have a massive port there, and he was like traveling all around it and like taking boats and doing all these like videos from the port. And I was like, and I like did an exchange in Hamburg during law school, so I was like, I have been so drunk standing exactly where you're talking right now, just trying not to puke my guts out at 6 a.m. after a night out of the Reeperbahn and just being like, oh my God. And now you're there talking about fucking how we need to get LNG terminals built in Canada quicker than they do in Germany.
Also fucking drunk and trying not to puke.
Yeah, no, if that gets him through, yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, I feel like there is such an inherent awkwardness to him that you keep waiting for it to get sanded out by media training and stuff, and it can't get rid of it.
But I think the problem is he's so natural in like question period when he's like farming sound bites for videos and TikTok and stuff like that, and he's so good at his rallies when it's just applause line after applause line after applause line, and he doesn't know how to deliver a speech where he's not getting that.
Yeah,
like he needs constant affirmation. Sorry, you were saying?
No. I interrupted you, but to kind of go off of that, like all the things that you're talking about at the question period, the rallies, it's all negative. It's all like punching down. But when he tries to do something as simple as a joke, he can't. He starts calling Hansel and Gretel communists.
I mean, like that. He is very good at a rally, but nobody, to Claire's point, nobody likes that guy. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, and much is made about, like, I want to be able to go out and have a beer with my prime minister, which I've always thought is a little bit silly because I get back in the office to work.
Yeah, I'm going to have 2 beers and
I'm
you
gonna have
work.
2 beers and you work. But like there are people who still believe that, who are like, I just want a normal fucking person. And Pierre Poilievre is just like your nephew's weird friend they brought on the road trip, and it's like, oh, I gotta listen to this guy in the fucking car this whole time.
Your nephew's weird friend they brought on the road trip.
You've never had that? You go on a road trip?
You know what?
And it's like, who the hell?
All those
is
road
this?
trips I do with my nephew. No, I haven't. His friends have always been super tight dudes.
Fair. All right, good. More power to your nephew, I guess.
We're all in group text together.
Don't text children. But it's fine.
Wait, I thought in this scenario, if we're on a road trip, there's a grown-up nephew, no?
What? That's even weirder.
Why is it weirder?
I'm gonna text my adult nephew's friend. Trying to be friends with him is so weird. It's fine. Sorry, I'm being judgmental. Luke, it's really nice that you're branching out with your friend group. I think that's really good.
I've never considered how horrifying the phrase is my adult nephew before, but the second you said it, I was like, that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
I'm not judging. I just said it because it's fact.
Yeah, I am an adult nephew, and now I feel bad about it.
You should.
Jeez.
It's okay to be an adult nephew. It's okay to be an adult nephew. There's a lot of listeners who are probably adult nephews.
Say that in the mirror to yourself 10 times a
Probably
night.
pretty much all of them. All the men, obviously. I guess the rest are adult nieces. What percentage of people's parents are only children? Probably very few.
We don't have to math it out. I don't think we have to
Oh, Jesus
crunch
Christ.
the numbers.
Okay, so... Well, before we move on to our big finish, a quick message to you, the listener. First of all, thank you so much for listening. Thanks for checking out the show. I believe we're coming up on our year anniversary since we brought the podcast back, which is crazy. And we brought it back totally unsure if people would be wanting to check it out. And the fact that so many of you are listening is amazing, and it means the world to us. If you'd be so kind, as our anniversary present, hop on your app of choice, leave a review, leave 5 stars, tell people to check us out. Also, feel free to share our video clips, tell a friend, do everything you can to help us grow this podcast to be even bigger and better than it already is. And if you are so inclined, you can also support us monetarily at patreon.com/thebeaverton, reverse my slashes. And there you will get, not only will you keep the website going, you keep the podcast going, you'll get an extended version of this podcast every week where we talk about a story or stories we didn't cover on the main part of the episode. This week we dove into the NDCP leadership race, and where voting has started, and as things often do, got very off the rails. For some reason, we talked about the Maggie Gyllenhaal movie The Bride for 3 minutes. It doesn't matter. It was a lot of fun. Go check it out. And if you're a Patreon member, thank you so much for supporting us and allowing us to talk about The Bride, which none of us have seen.
Definitely what you signed up to pay for, yes.
She got a boop on her face.
Yeah.
She got a little bloop on her face.
Ian, do you have any shout-outs to The Bride and or the patrons?
Well, speaking of Patreon, some nice comments this week. Alec Thompson on Patreon said, "Man, Claire's been tearing it up this week. The Carney puts sign back in the window article was fantastic, and now hosting the podcast, A+.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you.
Yeah, and then on YouTube, David B75311, who I assume is a droid from Star Wars, he said, "I would like to know what it would be like if Meghan MacKay hosted the podcast sometime."
I don't think that's allowed. I think that's in a couple of different bills and conventions, and the International Criminal Court wouldn't like it. So maybe. But fuck it. Arrest me. What are you going to do? Arrest me?
The ICC hasn't really seemed to arrest many people lately, so it's fun.
They got to start somewhere. And then, speaking, you said we don't get any negative comments on Facebook from the podcast.
No, I said on
last
Patreon.
week.
I said on Patreon.
Oh, on Patreon, it's a Love Fest. It's great. John Smith, definitely his real name, on Facebook, after we were talking about, or you guys were talking about the Iran invasion last week, they said, so you're in favor of the Islamic Republic staying in power. Is there not a single feminist on this panel? So I put it to you, Megan, Claire, why are you guys not feminists?
I just think
We just like blooping too much.
we bloop too much, and that Ayatollah is so
Fuckable.
juicy.
Well, John Smith, you got your answer. Certainly the answer you deserve.
No feminists here.
And in general, speaking of Patreon, just a thanks to our Patreons. Some of our new supporters this week, we got James Veneer, Anisia Rusak, and David Hodgson. And some of our OG supporters, Scott Hendrick, Marilyn Marshall, and Mary. It just says Mary. It might be Mary Elizabeth Mastriano. It might be my Aunt Mary and Sydney K. Breton. Who's to say?
Could be my dead grandmother, but she's dead, so probably not that one. Probably a living Mary.
Is she coming back with the meats, your grandmother?
I hope not, God.
Again, guys, no one listening, sorry, only the Patreons listening have any idea what you're talking about.
It's
You
juicy.
can't make too many callbacks to Patreon exclusive parts of the episode.
I just said my grandmother's dead. That's all I said. Thank God.
Then what Ian said.
Now we're building mystique as to what the fuck we were talking about on the
Join
Patreon.
the
Check out the
Patreon.
Patreon. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Patreon members. And now it is time for the approximately 10-minute long quiz.
It's the approximately 10-minute long quiz. Brought to you by Time.
Every week, I ask our panel to play the approximately 10-minute long quiz where I put their knowledge of some less widely reported news stories to the test. Panel, our first question. In-game promotions with local businesses have long been a part of professional sports, but this week the NBA intervened to cancel a promotion arranged by the Atlanta Hawks with a prominent Atlanta business. Why?
Because forcing the players to be the targets at Bob's skeet shooting range just seemed cruel.
I think it's because the business was Big Dave's discount hawk rental, and it was a fucking mess. It's not something you want to cheap out on when you're renting a hawk.
Yeah, they shouldn't have released them during play.
Right? Yeah, it was terrible.
I watched the shit out of that.
Oh, yeah.
Loose hawks going around the arena.
There have been times when birds get in arenas. It's always fucking fun.
That would get me watching basketball if you told me that the players had to dodge hawks. Immediate.
There was an amazing time. I went to Medieval Times, and they do the part with the falconer, where the guy comes out, and it's like this big wind up, like the falconer is coming to do his thing, and there's like this soaring music, and he lets the falcon go, and it does one lap around the arena and just lands and sits there, and then he tries to get it to go again, same thing, and then the falconer is having like a very quiet, very angry conversation with the falcon.
You're embarrassing
Like while the music is like, oh. It was like a showbiz argument between the two of them.
He's negotiating his union contract.
Get it together. We worked on this.
Anyway,
Does anyone know the real answer?
Megan?
I think it's because basketball's too boring.
I do know the real answer.
Please.
It was a strip club.
It was a strip club.
Yeah, and it was like the one of the players was the first person to be like, guys, we shouldn't do this. We respect women.
Yeah, a player on a different team who needed to stick his nose in ruined this awesome promotion with Magic City, Atlanta's premier strip club, which is described by Sports Illustrated as a legendary strip club that should be familiar to anyone who knows anything about rap music because it's been featured and shouted out in so many songs and music videos. In July 2015, GQ released a documentary about it. Drake has allegedly had an armored truck deliver $100,000 in cash to this strip club. Atlanta United...
It's his bank.
Yeah. Atlanta United FC players celebrated their MLS victory at the strip club. It is somewhat famous to people even outside the circle as the strip club that an Atlanta Hawks player named Lou Williams violated COVID rules to go to during the season, the COVID season, in order to get the iconic lemon pepper wings. But
He went to a strip club for the food?
yeah, apparently they're really good wings. The wings were also supposed to be for sale at the arena. That was one of the big tie-ins because they apparently invented lemon pepper wings, or one of the first places to do lemon pepper wings. So this is all. So all of this sounds slightly cooler than the only strip club I've ever been to, which was in Kingston, Ontario, and just featured a dancer kind of just standing there and then pouring milk on her tits.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
I didn't
took
want
a
to go.
turn.
I didn't want to go. I was dragged there against my will, and I regretted it immediately.
Took a turn much like the milk did.
Yeah. Well, you know, the NBA wouldn't want to be associated with anything unseemly. Also, the press conference announcing the cancellation was brought to you by DraftKings. DraftKings, bankrupting a generation of young men economically and spiritually, one parlay at a time. Next question. Point to Clare on that one. Doug Ford continues to use his power as premier to exact revenge on Toronto for not making him mayor. He apparently now wants to build a new convention center and tear the other one down. What unusual location does he have picked out as the perfect spot to situate the new convention center?
The house where Rob smoked crack. It's a landmark, guys.
That should be a museum, really.
Yeah, fair enough.
Little
You don't want
plaque.
businessmen messing it all up in there.
I think it's on the grave site of the former Ontario Science Centre, and if you believe in evolution, you are not allowed in.
Yeah, just for anyone keeping track at home, that science center was closed because the roof was imminently about to collapse nearly 2 years and 2 very harsh winters ago, and it's still fucking fine. Yeah. I took my kids there every weekend before it was closed. Yeah.
And now they don't know science.
No, they're very. I could have taught them at home, but I was like, no, if you can't get your hair to stick up, what's the point? Does anyone have another answer?
Yeah. He's going to build an island on Lake Ontario.
Yeah. He wants to fill in an island and build a convention center on it.
He's fucking seasteading now.
Is that the term for it? I didn't know that term.
Like those crazy billionaires who are trying to like build sovereign islands that are not subject to laws.
Yeah, it's very similar.
It's like
yeah.
a 2 million square foot convention center that he wants to just make a new island.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
it works so well for Dubai. All of those places are occupied and people love living there. So
Yeah, I mean, where's the Ferris wheel gonna go? But yeah, so that's the plan: is do what Montreal did for Expo '67, and just fill in an island and build a massive convention center on it, and then. But the thing is that's so clearly going to happen is he's going to tear the old one down, and then we just won't have a convention center when the island plan doesn't work out, and then it's just one less thing we have.
Wait, which one is he tearing? Not Metro Toronto.
Yeah, that's the one he thinks is.
Really?
He said it's terrible because he went and he was at a convention center and he was like, I hate this. There's too many escalators.
Dude, come on. They're not
He
even
got confused.
stairs.
He got lost. He was like, I don't like it. You go up, you go down.
Didn't he also have somebody say that like it was too small for what they wanted to do with it?
Yeah, which is crazy because it's pretty fucking big.
It's huge,
Yeah, it's enormous.
Yeah,
And it's right downtown.
And it's right downtown,
right
and it's
there.
connected through the skywalk to a lot of things, and so you can go in winter and not have to go outside. Yeah, it's arguably pretty good. Like, I'm not saying, I know it's not new, but it's like, you know what? On the list of things Toronto needs, a better convention center doesn't seem that high on my list, but.
I feel like after the Greenbelt didn't work out, Doug is finding all these bizarre ways to give kickbacks to the real estate developers who
Yeah.
put him
Oh,
into
yeah.
office. And they're becoming increasingly Baroque. Like, we're going to build land on the sea.
Yeah. Well, just think of the Heritage Minute they'll make about this one, like they did for
God.
Montreal. All right, next question. An Ontario man recently received a ticket in the mail for illegal parking, as is pretty common. But when he read the infraction, he noticed something slightly odd. What do you think he found?
A letter from the officer saying, "Do you like me? Yes, no."
He found that he'd been dead for 40 years.
Oh my God. Ooh. This podcast just became officially haunted. Yay.
You're not crazy far off in terms of the timing of it all.
Okay.
I mean, my guess was not good, but now I want to do a second guess of like, it was from 1867 or something crazy.
I'm going to
Donkey
give you
was
the point.
Why?
It was not from 1867, but the infraction date was December 7th, 1987.
Nice.
And he got this ticket a couple weeks ago.
So like 20, no, more than 20 years off, but
40, yeah.
20.
39.
Oh, I was going from 1867 to
Oh,
1987.
much more than 20.
Much
then.
more than 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys don't. I'm
yeah.
not here to do math. I'm here to do jokes.
When he saw
120.
when he saw the infraction, he called the city and they confirmed it was real. This was not a prank, and that
You
he
double
owed them-
parked when you went to see Predator.
Yeah, he owed them $24.50 for the ticket, which is already so hilarious that it's so cheap, and $10 for the late payment. He has apparently never received notice of this before, and you're supposed to get, like, when you go to renew your license and stuff, you have unpaid tickets. It's not supposed to go through, but somehow somehow he's just been able to renew his license every time. And so this was just on his record. And then Guelph, I guess, it was the city of Guelph, got his like new address and sent it to him. And they were like, yeah, you owe us $34.50, bud. Get on it.
Oh, wait. So the parking ticket, he technically got it in 1987?
Well, he didn't know he got it because apparently.
I thought that like it was mailed to him and it just had the incorrect date on it.
No,
so
it's
he
a
didn't have
real
to pay
infraction from 1987
That's dumb.
that they're collecting on.
Yeah.
That's why it's so cheap, right? If you got a parking ticket like that today, it'd be like $80.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, last question. No points on that one. Why were point to Megan, I forgot. Why were 20 camels disqualified from a recent Camel Beauty show in Oman?
Same reason I got ejected from the Model UN in college. Too much humping and spitting.
This
I think we can
entire
just end that
episode
there.
has been worth it.
Yeah, I think we can just, nothing I had will
I
beat that.
cede my time.
Yeah.
Is that not it? Or?
No, you haven't jokingly walked your way into it this time. Does anyone know the real answer?
Jokingly
Because I know you're not going to
hunted
do
Saturday
jokes
into it.
after that. Does anyone know the real answer?
No.
It's as ridiculous as you might think. The camels were caught using Botox and facial fillers, which obviously means their owners were caught applying them to the camels.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah.
That is actually awful, yeah.
Yeah.
Like to make the humps
acid
bigger?
No, on their face.
the face. So injections
Lips more
were
juicy.
Injections were used to plump the lips.
Ew.
Dermal fillers and silicone were applied to refine nasal profiles. Botox softened facial features. Some camels were given hormones to enhance muscle tone, while silicone wax was used to inflate humps.
Guys, we need to turn humanity off and off again.
Yeah.
I can't deal with that.
Wait, hold on. How much were they charging for all that?
You know what? I didn't get a price on how much the camel plastic surgeon cost.
I'll reach out directly. It's fine.
You get a good price in Oman.
Yeah. In case you're wondering, camels are judged on 4 categories: coat, neck, head, and hump. A winning camel is expected to have shiny, well-defined hair, a long and wide neck, a large head with pendulous lips and long eyelashes, and a shapely hump with strong posture.
I do feel like we just blew right past
I know.
camel fashion show.
Right?
Really beauty pageant.
Right?
Apparently this is a thing in Oman and other Middle Eastern countries probably, but yeah, so it's real thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would never judge a camel.
I mean, we have dog beauty shows. What's the difference?
I would never judge a dog. I think they're all beautiful. That's all I'm
Are there
saying.
animals you would judge?
Snakes and I don't know, like a really nasty looking lizard. If I'd never seen it before, I'm like, what the hell's that? You know?
Sure.
Maybe a spider.
Might be a snake.
could be a snake, a very sick snake. Maybe hold on. Let me name 50 more animals.
That's all right. We can go. At the end of the 10-minute quiz, I can reveal that our winner is Clare Blackwood. As always, you've won absolutely nothing save for first plug.
Find me on YouTube at It's Clare Blackwood Blue Sky, or support me on my Patreon you can look it up at The Very Unfunny Leftist.
Wonderful. Ian, anything specific you want to shout out?
Just a couple of Beaverton headlines from this week that made me laugh. Christy Nome escorted from Capitol Hill directly to Gravel Pit by Peter Taylor. And then analysis: Ayatollah's death fails to deliver Trump his dead father's approval from John Hanson.
That's very good.
Awesome. Megan.
I would judge a ferret also.
Great.
I think they're stinky.
Great. Okay, that's the end of the show.
I'm always skeeting. I'm skeeting on Blue Sky, MMMEGAN. And don't send me pictures of ferrets. I think they're gross.
All right. Okay, well, now you know what to not do to Megan, and definitely don't do that. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for checking out the show. If you get a chance, subscribe to the Beaverton newsletter, beaverton.com/newsletter. Get the best of the Beaverton delivered to your inbox every Sunday, and we will talk to you next week. Bye.
The Beaverton Weekly Report is produced by Andrew Ivamy in partnership with the From Superheroes Network. Visit FromSuperheroes.com to hear more great podcasts like this.